What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check update, daily news, and the two upcoming packages, the physical infrastructure package, which has passed the Senate, and the next stimulus package, which has passed the motion to proceed in the Senate and is now being worked on in the House of Representatives, the $3.5 trillion package, the next stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package yet to date. And because of the Delta variant producing over 100,000 people on average testing positive every single day, and the economy really faltering along, we had actually the last month's retail sales report actually came out and they were down, which means the retail sales for last month, a large indicator of the economy, was actually down last month, which means people were actually spending less money last month. We're supposed to be in an economic recovery, and yet people are spending less money, which means the economy is not recovering. Which means that this economic recovery is likely going to take a long, long time. The Biden administration and Congress is really kind of scrambling with, lockdowns going on across the world. Australia's in a several-week lockdown. China has millions of people in lockdown. New Zealand just went into a new lockdown. There are full-blown lockdowns going on across the world. We have over 100,000 people testing positive every single day. And Congress and both the Biden administration are just kind of scrambling to get new stimulus measures out. And this is with the $3.5 trillion package, the next stimulus package, also being worked on as well. Well, the Biden administration has just announced another stimulus measure here today that is billions and billions of dollars. And this is without Congress's approval. This is actually the fourth new item that they have passed in like 2 or 3 weeks of time. I have several different items here to discuss with you guys. This is just the first one. This is the fourth stimulus item that they have passed for tens of millions of Americans here just in the last 2 to 3 weeks. Even if this particular item doesn't affect you, it's a very, very encouraging trend because they're literally just trying to get stimulus item after item after item after item out to help out as many groups of people as they can while the economy and these new Delta cases are just skyrocketing. So first, let's get into this item, and then we'll get into several more things to discuss after this. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on daily updates. Remember, new videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thanks for giving these videos a like. As you know, I spent a lot of time researching all this for you guys. Okay, as you can see here from the Wall Street Journal, the Biden administration is announcing a discharge of $5.8 billion in student loan debt relief or student loan forgiveness for disabled borrowers. This is actually a lot of money, $5.8 billion in student loan debt relief. Wow. By the way, as you can see here in this previous article, this is in addition to the $3 billion of student loan debt relief or student loan forgiveness that they have already done this year. I'll touch on this here in just a second. So in the latest stimulus measure just announced just today, the Biden administration is wiping out more than $5.8 billion in student loans for more than 323,000 borrowers who are permanently disabled. Yeah. So if you think that they can't do student loan forgiveness or student loan debt relief or student loan forgiveness, anybody who thought they can't do it would be mistaken because they're literally doing it. They have done several different rounds of this. The latest step in the government's piecemeal effort, which they are kind of doing in steps here, this is now the fifth round of student loan debt relief or student loan forgiveness to lessen the burden for millions of adults struggling to repay their debt. The Education Department said Thursday it will automatically discharge loans for borrowers with total and permanent disabilities by matching borrowers' files with Social Security Administration records. A similar policy has been in place since 2019 for those deemed disabled via the Department of Veterans Affairs. Borrowers found to have total and permanent disabilities are generally limited in their ability to work and repay the loan. The government will also stop asking such borrowers to provide earnings records going forward. Currently, failure to respond can lead to a loan being reinstated. A 2016 report by the Government Accountability Office found that 98% of reinstated discharges were due to borrowers not submitting documentation, not because the borrower's earnings were too high. Quote, we're working to improve targeted loan relief and help our borrowers, said Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, adding that a goal of the department is to simplify the process for borrowers seeking debt relief. According to the press release, the change will go into effect in September, and borrowers will then be notified of their debt discharges, and the department expects all discharges to occur before the end of the year. Student debt relief underneath President Biden now stands at approximately $8.7 billion for about 455,000 borrowers. Please note, this is not for every single person with student loans in the United States. Again, I repeat, it is not for everybody with student loans yet. This is a possibility that there could be some student loan debt relief for everybody in the future of $10,000 to $50,000 in the future. I will keep you updated on that going forward. President Biden has said that he is in favor of doing student loan debt relief for the masses of anywhere between $10,000 and $50,000 for everybody in the future. The way they've kind of been doing it, they have kind of been doing it in steps. This is actually the fifth round of student loan debt relief. They've done 4 previous different rounds kind of in groups. So here's the 4 previous rounds they've done. Biden canceled $1 billion of student loans for 72,000 borrowers. This was also for some disabled student loan or people with student loans, as well as people that had their schools close on them. Or actually, this was for schools that had people that had their schools closed on them or defraud them. Another $1.3 billion for people with disabilities. Round number 3 was student loan relief for 1.1 million student loan borrowers who defaulted on their FFELP. And number 4 is Biden canceled $500 million of student loan debt for student loan borrowers under the Borrower Defense to Student Loan Repayment Rule. If you think you might be eligible for any of these, I will put a link to the official student loan forgiveness official government website down below in the description of this video. If you know any friends or family with student loans or anything like this, please share this video with them. Also, even if you're not eligible for this student loan, or if you have student loans in the future, note that there's a very real possibility this might be becoming available for student loan forgiveness in the future. They're kind of doing this in stages. So again, very real possibility in the future. Also, the very possibility, even if you don't have student loans, that they're just doing all sorts of type of stimulus provisions and stimulus announcements, even without Congress. They have done several different types of stimulus announcements for large groups of people, just even within the last few weeks, is very, very encouraging. Because again, the trend of this happening so quickly because of how bad the Delta variant and how many cases and how bad the economy has gotten. They're literally just trying to pass stimulus item after item after item. And this is with the looming $3.5 trillion stimulus package on the horizon, which will be the largest stimulus package ever. Really, there's going to be so many stimulus items in that package. They're passing all these additional stimulus items outside of the package. So we have all these other items outside of the package, and then there's going to be the package in addition to this. Here's the other items that they have passed just in the last few weeks. Okay, number one, this was passed on August 6th. Biden administration extends student loan payment pause on August 6th. This should apply for most, if not everybody, that has student loans through the government until January 31st. Okay, if you're, again, this shouldn't apply for people with student loans through the government. If in doubt, call your student loan provider. But this will help over 40 million Americans. Okay, that's number one. Number two, the CDC affected or extended the federal eviction moratorium, which is expected to cover about 90% of renters who are behind on their rent. This is expected to help about 10 to 15 million renters who were expected to be thrown out of their homes. So this is going to help about 10 to 15 million people. This is expected to go until October 3rd. This is being challenged in a court of law, but so far has held up to the challenge. So with this will help out an additional 10 to 15 million people. Also, the food stamp program, SNAP, just had its largest increase ever. And it is at a permanent increase to increase by more than 25%, the largest increase in history, the largest increase ever. And the cool thing about this, it is a permanent increase. The average person gets, from what all the articles I've said, the average person gets about $121 in food stamps per month if you get food stamps, which is about 42 million people. So the average person that gets $121 in food stamps per month will get an increase of about $36 per month, which is, let me just bring that up again so I get the number correct. That's about an extra $432 per year on average. So yeah, that's an extra $432 in basically this stimulus item that they passed here just in the last week. That's an extra $432 that they gave you per year, per person. So if you're a family of two, that's an extra $864. If you're a family of four, that's like $1,600. Now, again, I understand that some people get a lot less than that. Some people only get like $20 a month. So if you only get $20 a month, then you're only going to get like a $5 increase. So your $5 a month times 12 months is only like $60 a year. So $60 a year is not a lot, but it's better than nothing. If you found $60 on the sidewalk, you'd be like, hey, it's my lucky day, but it's not going to change your life. $60 better than nothing, but for the average person that's going to get $36 a month, $36 a month times 12 is $432 a year. That's almost like a $600 stimulus check. Again, not bad, not bad. The largest increase in history is, well, it's the largest increase in history. Also want to note here that the increase coincides with the end, it might be in the way here in the corner a little bit. The increase coincides with the end of a 15% boost in SNAP benefits that was ordered as a pandemic protection measure from previous stimulus packages, I believe under, what was that, stimulus package number 1 underneath former President Donald Trump, I think was under number 1. So that is set to end here. I don't even know the expiration date on that. I'll have to look into that. So that is going to end at some point in the future. I honestly don't know the date on that. Maybe you guys know the end date on that in the comment. Maybe you can put that in the comment section. I'll have to look that up. But that is something that could be extended in this next package as well. Okay, so they could actually, by the way, I do need to say that this food stamp SNAP increase goes into effect on October. I want to say October 1st, but let me just say October. Okay, so yeah, let me just say it's October. Don't hold me to October 1st because, well, it's the government. So we'll just say October. And also note that the SNAP pandemic increases are going to expire at some point, but this 25% increase is permanent, okay? Also note that if they extend additional pandemic increases at some point through additional stimulus programs, you can get extra increases on top of this 25% permanent increase, okay? So any increases that go on in the future can be added on top of this increase here. And when we kind of look at stimulus items that they're talking about for this next package, I mean, there's a lot here. I mean, student loan forgiveness has kind of been done now five different rounds here, even outside of the stimulus package. SNAP increases has now been done on a 25%, the largest increase ever outside of the stimulus package. Okay, so yeah, rent assistance. Well, that's been done through the third stimulus check package. We've had a lot of these things actually done already, even outside of the fourth stimulus check package. Yeah, we just had a home buyer credit proposal done yesterday through the Ron Wyden proposal, and also a rent voucher proposal for renters. So, yeah, we have a lot of different things really going on. And I would not be surprised if we don't see a lot more stimulus done within the next few weeks for all sorts of different groups of people. I honestly can't even predict what they're going to do because they're just really just throwing anything at the wall for any types of group of people. One of the things I think I might be able to predict that I could see in the future is mortgage forbearance, where it's basically like a student loan payment pause, but for mortgages. So you might know this if you got this last year. I think it's over. I don't think they have it anymore. But where basically you can get a payment pause, an interest pause, and where you don't have to pay your mortgage or your interest for up to a year. I think they might bring that back. I think they might bring that back. And again, it's not brought back yet. I'm just kind of looking into the future here. I kind of have a finger on the pulse here with kind of what's going on. I think that could be one of the stimulus items they bring back. And I don't know. I just kind of feel like that they really should. I think there's a really good chance that there could be stimulus checks in this next package. We do know that from what they say, the child tax credits are going to be in this next package. And we also know that adult tax credits are going to be in this next package. Whether that's going to be monthly checks like the children are getting, we'll have to see. Children, obviously, you guys probably know by now, are getting monthly checks to the tune of a total of $3,000 to $3,600 for the year, $250 to $300 per month for children under the age of 17. They're also saying that there's going to be an adult tax credit extended and expanded in this next package. And remember that the child tax credit, the Democrats changed in that last package, so you don't need any earned income at all. You don't need a single dollar of earned income to get the child tax credit. You do need to go on the IRS webpage, and if you're not a non-filer, you do have to fill out the non-filer tool for the child tax credit. I've been discussing that because, again, it's a very, very important thing. If you're a non-filer, you have to fill out the child tax credit non-filer tool, or else you won't get the payments. I can't stress that enough because, again, if you're a non-filer, you won't get the child tax credit payments if you don't fill out the non-filer tool. It's literally a difference between people getting thousands of dollars or not. I'm trying to help out as many people as I can, but if you don't fill out the tool, you're not going to get the money. Yeah. So again, the same could be the same for the adult tax credits. Again, I'm trying to help out as many people as I can, but you got to pay attention. You got to pay attention. So again, if an adult tax credit comes out and they have a non-filer tool and they're like, hey, we're going to give you $3,000, but if you're a non-filer, you got to fill out this tool. I'm going to stress that as much as possible because, again, I'm trying to help out as many people as possible. But yeah, sometimes you have to fill out a form or fill out an application to get this money. So yeah, I understand that some of these stimulus items don't apply to everybody. None of them apply to me, but I'm very, very encouraged to see this being helped. I mean, between the student loan forgiveness, the student loan payment pause, the payment pause is for like 40 million people for student loans. The SNAP increase is for 42 million people. Between the two of that, that's like over 80 million people. The eviction moratorium is for like 10 to 15 million people. So 40 million people, 42 million people, 15 million people. Those three things alone that were all done in the last 2 weeks is like 100 million people that were helped literally just within the last 2 weeks. And that's before the big daddy stimulus package has even passed, the $3.5 trillion package. So I am very, very hopeful, very, very encouraged on really what is going on right now with the amount of stimulus going on. Anybody that said stimulus was dead wrong. They were dead wrong, because honestly, the amount of help that's going on right now, the amount of stimulus that is going on right now, and how quickly it's being announced, and even being announced without Congress, is just amazing. Absolutely just amazing. And how quickly it's being announced and just boom, it's just being thrown out there, is absolutely just amazing. So again, I understand it's not for everybody, but I would be very, very encouraged, because they're literally just announcing it left and right, left and right. I mean, we've just been having major announcement after major announcement after major announcement. I mean, 40 million, 42 million American SNAP increase, boom, permanent increase, literally 25% increase year after year after year. Student loan payment pause for everybody with student loans, well, at least if you're not on a private student loan, which I believe is less than 5% of all student loan. I mean, we're having major, major announcements here. And don't forget, the largest stimulus package ever, which in itself is a major announcement, is being worked on at the moment. So I will keep you up to date with everything, as well as what's going on with our country, what's going on in Washington, D.C. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below. As always, it's free to do so. After subscribing, you can click the bell icon that appears next to the subscribe button and click it, and then click all notifications to get reminder notifications when we go live with new videos, which is 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video is my video from yesterday, which my son appeared in at the end of the video. It was a really cool video. You should click on one of those videos to watch that next. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.